Okay, UFC 3 something, we're going to get into it. I've been talking about it all week, so I actually want to preface by saying making this sucks every week because, like, I've been saying every day, every moment what I believe. And if you guys were in the Discord, if you were on the Monday show last week's fight that we have every Monday at 10 p.m. on this channel here, you would know all of my opinions in advance. But I go ahead and make this video because I believe in the art form and I believe that you guys will use my opinions to the best of your abilities and go ahead and make us some big old buckaroos, smack daddies, baby. So let's get into it, and we're gonna have some fun. Okay, to start off the card, you got Markel Maderos, and then you got a plumber that they found. And you know why I know this is a plumber is because they had to switch Maderos' opponent last week. They pulled him out, no reason, just switched him up because they knew he was going to get smoked. And this is a 10-1 prospect that if they maybe mold him into a great fighter, it's better than just throwing him out there and watching him lose. And I kind of agree with it, but Maderos is one of those dudes that's not very good. So yeah, in this situation, I guess give him a fighter that he'll probably win against, or at least put on a good performance for 3 rounds that we're like, okay, there it is. But yeah, no, for right now, there's no hope in this. And then you got for the second fight, you got Quillen, and I don't even know either of his names are really difficult for me to say, so I apologize. But you are the Chad that knocked out the King and Shul Chablis. So I will go ahead and put some respect in your name. We don't really know what the all around skill sets entail for you, but we are going to find out. This is going to be a decent one where you have a person and Ashmuz who's going to wrestle you against the cage kind of deal, and he's just going to use his body to hold you. So you got to be able to figure out how to worm your way out of those positions, and then of course use that great striking that you possibly have because you were one and done with Anshul, so I mean, I'll give you that one. So you got the third fight of the night, and my boy Jeka Sergey. And of course, he is the reason that I have the Indonesian flag that is flying behind us. So I will put some respect on this man's name because nobody else seems to be. And I know he did have a shit performance in his last one. Yes, he did lose to Anshul Jubilee, but hey, he's ahead of the dude that finished in Jubilee in the first 30 seconds or whatever. He's ahead of him on the fight card. So what does that tell you? Big time performer. Jeka Sergey is not somebody you want to, give a price tag like this to because he has power to finish. And this is not somebody who's a weathered UFC veteran. This is just somebody who's also trying to make a big push into the promotion. So, Jeka, as a dog, buddy, we got the flag for a reason, so let's go ahead and get this one done. Send him back to wherever the fuck he came from. I'm kidding, not like that, but he is from Korea, so send him back to Korea specifically if I'm not going to be disrespectful about it. Shout out Jekka. Let's get this one. This one is so easy, my girl Wang Tong. I know everybody is still going to be skeptical about that one time she got finished. Yes, it was 2 fights ago, but it's going to be 3 fights ago after this one, and she's going to smoke Miss Irene De Silva. She's going to smoke her. Probably finish her because Wang Tong is actually built like that. Just like Brendan Fitzgerald said, 2 shots on a Saturday night, Wang Tong gets it done. So just be prepared if she does sleep her. But a 3-round decision where Wang Tong puts on a fucking masterclass is not out of the realm. Like that's probably very likely. She's very, very good. Very, very good. I'll say it one more time. Very, very good. Okay, we're actually starting the prelims now, and I want to be the first to say it. In this matchup, you have Chaos Williams and Andreas Gustafsson. Chaos Williams, not a great fighter. Throws meaty hooks, spams them at best. And he's not that great to me. A lot of people are telling me he's a killer. He's not. I've seen it. Seen it with my own eyes. I know what real killers look like because there's one that we're going to talk about just in a few. This guy here, average middle of the road journeyman, Andreas Gustafsson. I don't care if he's cut 2 times in 2 hours. He's going to go in here and smash your boy. So get ready for that. On short notice, too, he's going to put your boy wherever the hell he needs to go with a loss. I don't know. But that's what's going to happen. And he's that damn good. Honestly, with the next matchup, you got Sergey Spivak, and then you got Waldo Cortez Acosta. And of course, these are two of my kind of favorite heavyweights. I mean, there's not many to pick from. I mean, you can't have a lot of them as favorites because they're just ineligible. They're just so fucking bad. But these guys are true, decent heavyweights that are not the best, but they have the skill sets that could take them to the top, right? So Waldo, very generic, very basic, but can do everything. We haven't seen him have any submission grappling, but his grappling and his wrestling is good enough to defend it because he's been on top. And He's got laid on before and nothing happened, like whatever. So this one right here is going to be interesting, but Sergey Spivak is able to pull shit out of his fucking ass, bro. Armbar off the fucking bottom. Get out of here. He's a beast. He's a literal Chad. And I have shit on him a couple different times, but this is how you earn fans. This is literally what you do. You come out here and you perform and you make me realize that I was stupid. And so this one's going to be a hard one to pick. I just think it's going to finish. Waldo's either going to knock him out or Spivak's going to wrestle fuck him and submit him probably. I don't know. But this will be a good one. This will be a banger. Actually, heavyweights should be back on the map after this fight. Let me put that one into perspective. Like, people going forward after this, people should be like, oh yeah, heavyweight fights are coming up, because we've been slouching on them. Like, them shits has been ass, dog. You got this Asmat dude versus the tall Brazilian guy. I don't really care too much about this matchup, not gonna lie. Neither of them are too impressive to me. I don't even think I've seen the Asmat dude. I probably have, but like, who even cares? If he comes out and wins, sure. If he doesn't, Brenton Ribeiro already had boring fights before, so I would not be surprised if he's doing it again. This one should be a tough watch. Like, you should have trouble watching it. Like, it should be very hard on the eyes. Because I've seen Brenton Ribeiro. He has his moments where he will go in there and slug, but then there's also times where he has somebody who's a passive opponent, who's a counter striker, and he also kind of plays the outside, like with the Caio fucking Machado fucking fight. This one right here might be similar because Asmat's probably not going to go in there and try to lose his O. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we have the actual main event of the event on Saturday. 316 or whatever this one is. This is the main event. Josh Van, Bruno Silva, these guys are going to put on a show for you. That's why that's a featured bout. This is the featured prelim because it's the last one that you're going to get to see before you got to pay money. They want everybody's eyes on this. And then they got to go click around, and then they're like, man, did you remember that fucking fight? Man, that was so good. Like, in the moments where they're trying to find the pay-per-view and pay for it, they're thinking about how Josh Van is whooping this dude's ass. Like, it's crazy. Josh Van, obviously, the youth is going to be on his side. People want to talk about the uppercut that Bruno landed on Cody Durden. Obviously, Josh Van beat Cody Durden, but he did lose to an uppercut to Charles Johnson. Bruno Silva is not tall. Charles Johnson was able to throw this uppercut through Josh Van's face. And that's what actually did it. It was an early stoppage too. We've talked about that before. Bruno Silva, though, he's not going to have that height to be able to throw his fist up and through Josh Van. And I think that's going to be key. Josh Van is not somebody who's going to duck down and shoot like Cody Durden was, and then he got caught with the uppercut. It's just not what's going to happen. Josh Van is going to go out there and whoop him. Like, bro, I want you guys to think about the most belt to ass performance. That's going to be this. Josh Van is already making history. I've said it in the Discord, which you should already be in there at the time of this video. I've already said in the Discord, Josh Van is going to be a legendary statistical fighter. He's going to have the most strikes landed. He's going to have the most strikes in flyweight history landed, total, significant, the highest accuracy, the most advanced points, whatever you want to say. He is a beast, and he big brothers these guys. Bruno Silva is too old to even think about it anymore. I'm sorry. I've seen what Manel did to him, and he folded. I know it was illegal strikes, and I know it is what it is. Josh Van wouldn't look like that, I don't think. I know he got finished. Don't worry about that one. Josh Van would look like a fucking Chad in that moment. And that's exactly what he's going to do in this one. He's going to look like a fucking Chad. His fists are going to be flying. 700 attempts, 400 lands. Think about how crazy that would be. But it's not even out the realm. This dude has thrown over 250 strikes in multiple fights. I know 400 is crazy, but obviously, wouldn't it be nuts if this dude just came out here and beat the ever-living dog shit out of this guy? I think that's what's going to happen. So there's that. Kevin Holland, Vicente Luque. And what's happening in reality is that Vicente Luque is just not what he was at one time. He did get a finish in his last fight. Great. But I don't think it's going to happen this time. I think Kevin Holland is just too good. I've actually been thinking about it a lot, conversing with the Discord. And if you will, Kevin Holland is one of the more talented fighters that we have in the entire organization. He's just kind of a slouch at sometimes, but he also balances between two weight classes. So if you want to call him a slouch, you can. But he is unable to climb the rankings the way that you would think somebody who's as active as he is actually can be. So I think that's key to note, that he's taking losses, bouncing back, taking wins, making impressive statements. I mean, a split decision win to a split decision loss to JDM at this point, which I arguably thought he won. You know, JDM's the champ. So I just think you guys need to put a little respect on it. And Kevin Holland is going to win this fight by finish. Low key, done yapping because Mario Batista and Patchy Mix is probably not going to be the matchup that everybody's thinking it's going to be. I'm going to think Mario Batista probably just does something boring and wins. Like that's in my heart what I think is going to happen because I've seen him do it a couple times, but I've also seen him be exciting. So we'll see what he decides to do. But I'm going to go ahead and take Mario Batista because I don't know anything about Patchy Mix. I mean, he's going to have to make me know, If he wants me to be a fan and want me to know who he is, he better come out here and finish Mario Batista. I mean, there's nothing too crazy about it. All right, you got this dumbass Joe Pyfer and Kelvin Gastelum. With that being said, Joe Pyfer's probably going to go ahead and finish him. He trains with Sean Brady. I'm sure he's going to go ahead and wrap up that same choke at least once, if not twice. Maybe he won't get it, but then he'll get on the feet and probably finish him. Joe Pyfer is not necessarily the greatest, but he is massive, and he does carry power, of course. Kevin Gastelum is disgustingly short and disgustingly huge. So it's kind of crazy at the same time, So I think Joe Pyfer will go ahead and get this one done. Use his imposing size to just manhandle Kelvin Gastelum. And people are like, "Oh, he's never been dude, he's going to get finished on the feet probably. Most likely. Just accept that. It is absolutely nuts to think this is the fight coming after the fight that we just talked about. Because last fight was so fucking ass compared to, the co-main in the main event. You have Juliana Pena and you have Kayla Harrison. Juliana Pena is not somebody who's been liked throughout her career. I have actually just now, in maybe this moment, decided that I do like Pena. Maybe because everybody else doesn't, but I was listening to that one Taylor Swift song, "The Man," if anybody else knows, and there are some good things about it. If Juliana Pena was a man, think about this, and she finished the GOAT, bro, she'd be the fucking Chad. Like, bro, you guys would fucking love her, and she talks shit. I mean, yeah, she does talk shit, and she's been doing that for a long time. But like, bro, we love the shit talking men, so why not give her a chance, So there's just my opinion on that, real quick. Came up with that a little bit ago because I was looking for a little inspiration. Like, man, what could I say about Juliana Pena that's like worth mentioning? And there's not much because her skill set is, it's really fucking horrible to watch. Like sometimes she really looks like shit, but then she does beat Amanda Nunes. So what can you say? I don't know. Kayla Harrison, on the other hand, I've always said she's not that great. She has to like do that grab you and fucking like she has to like strangle you type fucking fight style. Like she has to get a hold of you before anything can happen. She doesn't really have striking. Like, she has to grab you and judo you. She's not gonna like shoot for a takedown in the open. Juliana Pena might be wise to a lot of things, and I don't think she's gonna get subbed. She may get knocked down. I know I said Kayla doesn't have, striking, but like she might throw one out there and Juliana Pena gets hit by everything and falls and then throws her little fucking bicycle kicks up. But either way, Juliana Pena. Let's get this one done. At this money, split decision. Please put the life on that one. Should be a split decision. Please, it should be. We are going into the main event. We have Merab Dvalishvili, Sean Sugar O'Malley. I know I said that in the wrong order, but I wasn't sure if I was going to say the nickname on him or not. But then when I said Sean O'Malley, I'm like, that just doesn't even sound right. But either way, this one probably going to be a repeat of last time. Marab is probably going to do his wrestle thing. He's going to do his feints. He's going to do his, he's going to, whatever you want to say, he's going to do it. Sugar Sean, though, the pressure's on him. Is he going to perform different? Is he going to actually have something that's different, that looks like he's actually changed? Or is he not going to be injured? Is he going to actually adapt to the situation? What is going to be the story? Judges will say that Sean won 2 rounds. I think that is incorrect. If he was injured and he admits that he was ass, like, bro, I wasn't me, no way you're giving him 2 rounds because I saw every round was Marab. Now, if you want to say that Sean took 2 rounds, okay, admit that you don't think he was injured and Marab just outperformed him. I mean, you can't have it both ways. Like, Marab is actually that good. And just because you think he won 2 rounds while sitting on his butt, it's just not what happened. So, this one here, repeat of last time. Marab, go ahead and get this dub. Go ahead and win this. Do it for me. Even though I like Sean. But I just think Marab will win. I'm sorry. He already did once. What can you say? Trilogy, doubtful. Hopefully not, because this is already a drag to go through a second time. Because, like, in my opinion, Marab's probably just going to do the same thing. And it's not going to be. I mean, it was exciting the first time, but seeing it a second time, it's like, ooh, it was exciting for me the first time. I know everybody else has different opinions. Second time, it's like, oof. I even think it's like, oof. But either way, we'll go for it and we'll close out this card. And I appreciate everybody who was here. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe and like and give me a good old shout out wherever you guys see fit. Love you.